Fire escape engineers inspect the summary video. Here we are in Syracuse, and we have a fire escape here that has been requested to be inspected, certified, and load tested. At this time, we cannot proceed to a load test simply because there's too many issues with this fire escape. Again, must be structurally sound, must be kept painted. So the fire escape to a certain degree has been kept painted, but it is due for a paint job. But at the same time, we can do repairs and spot paint it, and she will pass. But I highly recommend that during this refurbishment, she gets a full paint job. Because the fire escape was older than 1978, presumed to have lead, so whoever's going to touch this fire escape, whether it be a vendor repairing or any of these connections, he must be a licensed renovator, so that he's going to deal with the lead issue on this fire escape. If he's going to just scrape and paint it, again, he must have a EPA renovator's license in order to touch the fact that the fire escape has lead, collect the chips correctly, properly close all the windows and such. So they'll be aware. So let's talk about some of the issues that this fire escape needs to have done. Fire escape must pass a confidence test in order to proceed to a load test. It doesn't pass the confidence test. It's got a lot of issues. Primarily, it's all original hardware. I'm looking for evidence of any maintenance. There isn't any. Aside from just having original hardware, which if all the original hardware was in good order, we could proceed to the load test. We can't. It's got too many issues. So a lot of it is primarily rust jacking in all the connections. A great example of that is that's rust jacking. That is a lot of rust jacking right there. So that's the example. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what you need to do to spot repair this fire escape so it can pass a confidence test. We'll go to a load test. This is 3 feet. This is 5 feet. 1,500 square feet, 15 square feet times 100, 1,500 pounds of sand, water. Here, the one down below is much bigger, so it probably needs 2,000 to 2,500 pounds of sand on that one for us to do a load test on that. Once it's passed a confidence test, that means any and all connections must be repaired. And so this connection is bad, but this connection is good. So we'll do a lateral load test because of these are in good order, but we'll change that one because it's obviously, you can just, take the connection out with your fingers. And as you can see, she will wiggle right out. Okay, so these are some of the things that need to be dealt with. Aside from that, we have a weight box here. This weight box has to be in a controlled, in case this cable snaps and she's ready to snap. Look how bad and corroded this cable is. You gotta grease these pulleys. We should make a cover for this so that these don't get rusty as the way it did. And another concern I have is that that's power coming in. We need to basically block that in such a way, and a lot of times the electrical company will come in and put a cowling over that, yellow or orange, so that basically should there be a fire and there's water coming onto this, it's not going to electrocute anybody because of the excess amount of water. Or a cage will be built so that nobody will ever touch that under any circumstances. Okay, so this weight box needs to be managed and replace all this cabling, and we need to put a lock mechanism on this so that people don't break into this building like they have been. We'll put a release arm on that so that it's also protecting to stop people from breaking in. A lot of this grading has these spacers in the inside of these spacings. They're in pretty bad condition. Can't fix them, so you have to reinforce. If you want to keep this grading, we have to reinforce everything underneath this spacers. Okay, change all that, change caulking. There's rust jacking inside here. Change these bolts, seal this up. All that needs to be cleaned out. Clean it, seal it back up, new bolting. And this is a fixed ladder, so anytime there's a fixed ladder, there's areas that water can accumulate, you gotta seal it. Okay, going down, you're gonna see the same exact problem down below. And on the other side, it's already lost some of its bolts. So the supports going back into the building, from underneath you'll see that there's holes, the cement holes, that either the video is going to show, or it's going to be the caulking that's going to be needed. We need to tighten this back into the building. Anytime anything hits against the building, you got to seal it. So that's what's going to cause ice jacking first, then rust jacking second. So any of these bars that are in good order, the rivets, they don't need to be, they just need to be verified. So all major connections, if there's a welded connection there, as soon as you put a gusset there, put a bolt in a bolt, there's no need for a lateral load test. Otherwise, in order for us to verify some of these welded joints here, what we need to do is we need to perform a lateral load test, or you put a bolt here and a bolt here with a piece of flag going across. Now we've eliminated the need for the load test on the railing system. Only major connections need to be load tested, not the minors. These minors are, you know, these bars, these pickets, these are considered minors. They just need to be verified, all right? The next video is going to be from down below, but as you can see, this is how far you can let rust jacking go, and it fails the fire safety. Until these get done and spot repaired, then we can proceed to a load test, or fully refurbish the entire structure, and there is no load test. And anything that's a welded connection just needs a gusset. So that's a welded corner. As soon as you put a gusset, a triangle gusset, bolt, there's no need. Silicone shut everything. All these bars and all this ladder is punched through and it's welded. These just need to be visually verified because there's no way for this bar ever to slip. Okay, I'm gonna go down. The next video will be the floor below.